Welcome to Jack's Fashion Lab, the podcast where we pull back the curtain on the fashion industry. I'm Jack, fashion instructor at California State University, Long Beach, and I'm here to help you navigate the real world of fashion. Whether you're looking to break into the industry, gain insight from experienced professionals, or simply deepen your understanding of how fashion really works, you're in the right place. Here we'll uncover industry careers, decode fashion terminology, explore marketing and consumer behavior, and share practical tips, tools, and strategies to help you build and grow your fashion career. So get ready to have some fun and see the industry from inside out right here in Jack's Fashion Lab. Welcome back, listeners. We're so happy that you are continuing to follow our journey and continuing to follow the excitement of our mural project. As we started working, we really started to settle into a weekly routine. Every Friday, fashion students from Cal State University, Long Beach would gather from morning to evening to continue constructing the World Ocean Day mural. We were starting to spend a lot more time together. And there were a lot of long hours together, sewing, problem solving, collaborating, and learning how to work together through the challenges and discoveries of our very large scale collaborative project. Working alongside 4 fashion instructors and in partnership with the Salvation Army, who was nice enough to provide the donated materials, the students continued transforming recycled materials into their ocean-focused textile mural. As the weeks continued, new discoveries and new challenges seemed to emerge almost on a daily basis. From communication issues, time management struggles, and even a massive technical obstacle, the students worked together, finding unexpected breakthroughs, all while learning how to adapt and balance the pressure of school, deadlines, and the construction of the mural. In this episode, we focus on the discoveries and challenges, as well as the teamwork that kept the mural moving forward. Join us as we continue the journey. This is Making Waves, Discoveries, and Challenges.
So, do you know how we're gonna meet next week?
Oh, because Canvas is down? We don't
Yeah.
really get. I think Professor Mural said she has Teams for us, and Ashlyn is setting up a group chat for everybody if you want to put your number in.
And Miss Morels, she's in like a Microsoft.
Yeah,
Group chat?
Microsoft Teams. Like you can go through my apps. But yeah, Canvas has been down for like almost all day yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, and I saw it in the news. Yeah.
I had a final that was due yesterday, and so I was trying to like turn it in, and for some reason I was still getting notifications that people were turning stuff in, but I couldn't get.
One hurdle we had to overcome was the very sudden issue of Canvas unexpectedly going down. Communication and coordination suddenly became much more difficult as we used Canvas to track our progress, check in with one another, and not to mention, it's where we would discuss our next meeting logistics and classroom location. It really became a reminder that building the mural was also about learning how to problem solve and how to work through those unexpected setbacks as a team. So let's go ahead and check in with Yoonah as she discusses the challenges of working on this project while also being a full-time student.
Hi, my name is Yoonah. I'm an exchange student from South Korea and I'm double majoring in textile and fashion. In this project, I'm working on section 10, which includes different ocean elements like marine animals and coral. Right now, I finished most of the background work and I'm currently working on creating the coral elements for my section. One of The challenges for me is that it's currently final seasons, so I have a lot of other assignments at the same time. I can be a little difficult to manage my time and work on the project consistently. I'm just trying to manage my time to work a lot, but at the same time, I really enjoy working on this project, so I've been trying to make time for it as much as possible.
Yoonah wasn't alone in feeling the pressure. As I continued to speak with students, it became clear that time management and balancing life responsibilities was a common theme throughout the project. Let's go ahead and speak with Samantha as she shares some of her challenges as she reflects on her experience with the mural.
Hi, my name is Samantha Doan. I'm a fashion merchandising major and I'm working on panel one, the Orca. I would say probably just the hardest thing for me is that I'm just a slow worker, like sewing wise. Like the cutting process, I do very slowly, and the sewing process, I do very slowly. I've been having a slightly hard time keeping up with the schedule, but I, I think that I'll have no issues finishing within the timeline though, in the time that we need to finish it.
Since you normally work that way, are you kind of used to this, or is it stressing you out a little bit then to feel behind on the timeline?
I am used to it, but the only thing that I'm worried about is I'm just like, oh no, everyone they've already done so much progress on their parts, and I haven't done as much progress in them. I just feel bad.
So, time management and balancing life responsibilities was a common theme heard from students. But another challenge that was emerging was the actual materials themselves. Working with these recycled garments and specifically the recycled denim placed a lot of challenges on the students. They were constantly adapting to materials that were heavier, thicker, and a lot less predictable than what they were typically used to working with. For Isabella, even her sewing machine became part of the challenge.
My name is Isabella Gonzalez Legs. I'm a fashion design major, and my section is number 7. It's the small dolphin on the right side. My major difficulty has been getting the sewing machine to get used to such a heavy fabric and it moving because it's a big piece of fabric and it's a small hole that it goes through. And yeah, that's been my major difficulty. And changing the needle as well because it's denim, so it breaks.
Had you ever worked with denim before this?
Yes, I've made 2 pair of jeans and a jean jacket before.
Awesome. Were you running into this same issue when you were building that, or is it just because this is so much larger?
It's so much larger, and since we're tearing jeans apart, there's certain seams that are already like together, and it's an extra layer of fabric, thick fabric.
Yeah, I really wouldn't have thought of that, right? You're using something that's already been constructed, so even though you're trying to deconstruct it, it still kinda has its own, like, shape to it.
Yes.
Are you feeling pretty confident with where you're at?
My team has been very good in her part. I'm doing the right side of it, and she's doing the lower left of it. So it's been a good exchange of like organizing like who's gonna get the panel to work on it.
So you have a panel that it's not just you, because I know most of the panels we have one student working on, but you're one of the panels that there's 2 of you?
Yes,
Gotcha.
because it's a bigger
Right,
more
right.
work.
It's more of the kind of middle focal point.
Yes, it is a little bit nerve-wracking because it's like the middle of the mural. So yeah.
I feel like it's all kind of nerve-wracking, though. I feel like we're all kind of nervous just because we've never done anything like this.
I know, but it's a good experience because I have like this motivation to do stuff with extra fabric I have at home because this could be a very nice thing to have in your living room and for your bedroom. Like, it's a good decoration, and like we're so used to throwing away scraps, and we can reuse them and build something beautiful.
Must say, I really enjoyed speaking to Isabella. I felt that the issues she was having with the materials became one of those unexpected discoveries. She started the process being really frustrated about the scrap fabrics and scrap materials, and specifically that denim. And I was in awe of how this challenge started presenting new discoveries for her. I was actually starting to witness this with others as well. And one of those discoveries came through with the choral section of the mural, where students began experimenting with new ways to make the construction process a lot more efficient. And once they figured those things out, they were really excited to start sharing them with the rest of the team.
Professor Mural, we wanted to show you. Doesn't this look so cool? She made it for the coral, doing like little running stitches.
That does. It looks like coral, and it looks like it's not taking a lot of time.
Yeah, it's just like gathering like random, not on a straight line, just random gather and then tie it.
I think too because it's a sweater, like it adds so much texture to it. Like this looks like an actual plant I could find in the ocean.
Yeah, it is. It's adding a lot of dimension to it. How long did this take you to do?
It's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, perfect.
And I like too that it has the raw edges because it makes it look more
Yeah.
organic.
Yeah.
Organic.
Organic.
Was really excited to see students working together to find new techniques and new ways to approach the construction of the mural. I think this started to emerge as we got closer and closer to our deadline. Students were starting to feel more responsible for their commitment to the mural. And with each section playing a role in the larger mural, there was this new awareness on just how much weight each individual section carried within the final construction. For Chino, that pressure especially became real while working on one of the mural's largest focal points, the central dolphin.
My name's Phuc. You guys can call me Chino. Yeah, we currently working on section 6. Oh, that's literally our parks. Um, so the section 6 is about the big dolphin in the center of the mural. So I think this is a very hard, hard parks for us. We take more responsibility to make the dolphin look like more realistic and look standing out. Right now we're working on the big dolphin. So our teacher already helped to cutting out the fabric and attach it on the big dolphin right here. I think the most challenge is just it's just too big. But it's okay. We have like more than 2 people working on it, so it's pretty helpful. And I think the process getting very fast.
You actually have 4 people working on it right now. So
I think we're doing good on it so far.
yeah, it definitely is the focal point of the whole mural, right?
Yeah.
So does that add any layer of stress?
For the stress, we don't have much stress to be honest. Me and Sarah and Yelling works well together. We meet outside class to working on it sometimes. So I think we just catching up the process pretty good.
After talking with Chino, I reflected on how it seemed him and his group were working so well at becoming a cohesive team. He seemed so at ease with his team. And within a few moments, I caught a conversation that showcased Chino working to balance those individual ideas with a collaborative decision making mindset. That conversation centered around something so seemingly simple, whether certain elements of the mural should be machine sewn or hand sewn.
Wider, narrow, but not too small.
I thought you're gonna, use
Sew it tightly. I don't want to use sewing machine. How do you think of it?
just to make it stable first.
But a sewing machine, if we use sewing machine, there should be a stitches, a normal stitches. I don't want that. It is not it is visible, you know.
If it's okay. Okay, it's up to you. You. I don't know.
So it seemed teamwork could relieve some of the pressures. However, it also meant navigating different creative approaches and opinions throughout the process. But even for students working more independently, there was still pressure, as many found themselves being pushed outside their comfort zones and experimenting with techniques they had truly never used before. For Brenda, it was her uncertainty with machine embroidering.
Hi, I'm Brenda Sotello. I am a fashion merchandiser student. I'm currently working on section 12 on our mural. And basically, my section, what it is, it's kind of like the finisher and of like who made the mural in general. So it called everybody's names as well as who sponsors it and where it is. So it's Salvation Army that's sponsoring it, which yay. And it's obviously us, you know, the Cal State Long Beach students, and it's at SeaWorld. In addition to the names, it would have to have those logos, right? We're gonna make it an embroider like patch, and that's gonna be separate. And then the names are gonna be embroidered as well on the mural. Because I am not a design major, it's hard. It's 100% hard. It's definitely some nights I'm like, how am I gonna do this? So what my challenge is like figuring out how I'm gonna do it because not only is it using the machine, it's also using the technology. It's also using it like how am I gonna design that and the computer, and then how is that gonna look as well on the product itself, on the jeans. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. But you know what? I feel like I'm in good hands. So definitely not stressing, but definitely am stressing a little.
Have you ever embroidered anything before?
Yes, by hand. I come from a background where my grandmother does a lot of embroidering. So I get a lot of embroidered like pillows with my names. For background on myself, I am Latina, I am Mexican. So a lot of our culture, our artisans, like we have a lot of clothing that includes embroidery. So I do have that little small background. And that's what I was like worried about because I was like, oh, like I was like, I can do this. But then I realized no, it needs a little bit more of like a machine touch to it.
So you're going to have to use an embroidery machine and you've never
I'm
done it.
that now. So I'm super excited. And just the fact I've seen a lot of videos on how that works.
So are you taking a class on embroidery or just watching those videos or what's kind of your game plan?
So both. I'm definitely going to take a class because I do want to be professional, especially because it's going to be a mural that it's going to be seen at SeaWorld. You know, people are going to see. So I do want it to look a little bit more professional. So definitely want to take a class.
So where is this class that you're thinking about taking?
So thankfully, my professor did some research. Now, this professor, Miss Mural, so she gave me a little guidance on where to go, and she's been there too. She told me about the Huntington Beach Library Center, and I've actually seen a lot of videos of those, and it's ideal. And the website is so helpful. And then I've actually called and contacted them, and they're so nice. So yes, that's where I will be going to. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck. And we'll be looking for that embroidery. It's such a key element of the mural because it's got everybody who contributed and was a part of this.
Yes, and I mean, I know I'm definitely scared, but I'm so, you know, excited, and I hopefully can like bring it all together, and especially because again, everybody's working so hard, and I want to make sure that everybody's name is represented in there, you know. So yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I had so much fun chatting with the students and seeing the pride they were starting to take in the mural. When Brenda talked about embroidering everyone's name into her section, I got emotional. Every piece of the mural carried someone's time, their ideas, their frustrations, their discoveries, their hard work, and their happiness and laughter. And honestly, there was a lot of laughter.
Okay. I can start from there.
Even with life stresses, deadlines, school, finals, technical issues, and long Fridays. Students kept showing up for each other, and they also kept finding ways to make the process really fun. At this point in the project, the mural is finally starting to feel real. And in our final episode, we'll follow the team through to the big reveal at SeaWorld for World Ocean Day, as the students get to finally see their completed mural come to life for the very first time for everybody to view. We can't wait for you to join us as we continue the journey on Jack's Fashion Lab.